Good morning. You are welcome to another edition of Import-Export Platform Facebook Live from 3Timpers Trade Academy. We'll continue our discussion on starting and managing export business. And this morning we are zeroing in on principles. We are zeroing in on principles, and I have called that the principle of export business success. The principle of export business success is so critical and so important for us to understand the fact that experience is peculiar and that principles are universal, and that when we learn to live based on principles and to do whatever it is we are doing based on principles, it makes it a lot easier for us to achieve the desired success. And also, when we decide also not to live based on principles, it also makes progress and success to elude us. It made progress and success to elude us. So what has happened in the past is that people have not been able to understand the fact that being able to do whatever you are doing successfully requires some principles that you need to abide with. And if those principles guide you, irrespective of your creed, culture, color, you will be successful in it. And I found out that in export and probably in business in general. I've talked about a couple of them when I started discussing the challenges and how to fix the issue. I've spoken about the law of gestation, the fact that every good thing and idea you work tight take time to materialize, so that when you start, you don't expect hasty result. You expect some downside, slow down, challenges and delays at the beginning. And that those downside challenges, the ups and downs in business are normal. In fact, that is in synchrony with the law of fourth season. And the law of fourth season basically says that when you are working on any new project, the law of fourth season basically says that when you are working on any new project, if that project you are working on any new project, if that project will first of all experience darkness first before it experience the light. And when it experience darkness, that is not out of place. That's not really bad. Only that at every point in time, whatever it is you do, you will experience darkness before the light. Always remember that you will experience darkness before the light. It's called the law of first season. You will first of all be in obscurity before you come to light. You will first of all be in obscurity before you come to light. And it's very important you have this right at the back of your mind, that going into obscurity is something you really cannot do much about. You will first go into obscurity before you see the light. You will first go into obscurity before you see the light. And going into obscurity is not entirely out of place. Going into obscurity is not entirely out of place because you are just starting. It's just a principle that it will take a while for people to know you. It will take a while for people to acknowledge what you are doing. It's called learning the ropes. It's called paying your dues. And that is, in fact, any challenge you see in the local business, be rest assured that it might be aggravated in the export business. If it takes a while for them to know you locally, it will take much more longer time for them to know you internationally. Because you need more effort to be able to do the business internationally. More effort to be able to do the business internationally. So if it takes some effort to know you locally, I can tell you it takes much more effort to know you internationally. And that is okay. Why? Because of the law of first season. And even when you start, after they've known you, after you are now known, there will always undulating seasons, ups, down, ups, down. It's cyclical, and that is okay. So when that begins to happen, don't see it as a challenge, a problem that is unique to you or peculiar to you. Every business will experience it in different shades and sizes. For some business, it spells doom for them. For some business, it becomes a critical success factor such that they will not be able to make the desired progress. For some businesses, it's a critical success factor such that they will not be able to make the desired progress because of that particular challenge. For some, they are able to meander through it. And one of the ways to be able to go through it is the principle I call the law of mental labor. I've talked about this also, mental labor. And this is just talking about the need to constantly and regularly develop yourself. The need to constantly and regularly develop yourself. And that you will not be able to make the desired progress in that business if you do not obey the law of mental labor. You will not be able to make the desired progress in that business if you do not obey the law of mental labor. The law of mental labor is so important. The law of mental labor is so critical. It's so important and so critical that if you do not go through it, it becomes very difficult for you to make desired progress. Understanding this principle, like I said, is so important. I'm treating them as a way of talking about the reason why a lot of export business fail. The reason why a lot of export business fail. And that what they should look at is just basically principles. Lack of progress is a sign of darkness. Retardation is a sign of darkness. Lack of growth is a sign of darkness. Incurring losses is a sign of darkness. Meaning you need light in those areas. To get light in those areas, simply learn. To get light in those areas, simply spend some time to learn. If you can just spend some time to learn, you will get light in those areas. And when you get light in those areas, it becomes easier for you to make the desired progress in those areas. Always remember, lack of progress is a sign of darkness. Always remember, lack of progress is a sign of darkness. But if you engage the law of mental labor, which says, the more you sweat in your brain, the more you earn. The less you sweat in your brain, the less you earn. The more you sweat in your muscle, the less you earn. If your job makes you to sweat less in your muscle, most likely you will earn more. So if you are thinking of export business have different rules guiding it. Export business means you need to first understand business and then now understand exportation or importation. So that means there is an additional layer. And that new layer brings to fore understanding contract, understanding documentation, understanding quality specification, understanding the market, understanding the culture, understanding the business environment, understanding the political environment, understanding a lot of other issues in the environment. The law of promotion also was discussed earlier. And the law of promotion basically says that the the more consistent you are in diligently doing the right things, the higher your chance of promotion. The more consistent you are. So when you learn about the business, find out the right things to do. Ensuring quality specification. Putting into practice the consciousness of mitigating payment risk. Understanding payment risk and putting measures to mitigate them. Putting all these things in place makes it a lot easier for you to make that desired progress. Make it a lot easier for you to make that desired progress. When you consistently do the right thing, you increase your chance of promotion, of growth, of increase, of expansion and enlargement in the business. That means some people are actually consistently doing the wrong thing. If you are going to a destination, and from your location you're supposed to go 30-degree northeast. But from where you are, you move 20-degree northeast. As small as that 10-degree may sound, that might mean you will never get to your destination. You might be moving very fast. You might be moving very aggressively, but you are going in the wrong destination. If the buyer has given you a quality specification and you deviate from it by 1 or 2% below the minimum or above the maximum, no matter the quantity you supply, the quality is still bad. No matter the quantity you supply, the quality is still bad. That you are able to supply does not negate the fact that you have not supplied the right quantity or quality. So don't look at the quantity or quality. Look at the quantity, look at the quality. Are you diligently doing the? Have you identified the right thing, the right practices, the right knowledge, the right information as far as the product is concerned? Have you identified the right information as far as the paperwork is concerned? Have you been able to get the right information as far as the pricing is concerned? Have you been able to get the right information as far as the payment is concerned? Have you been able to get the right information as far as purchasers abroad is concerned? If you have been able to get it, then that will make it easier for you to avoid the usual errors or mistake. The law of promotion, consistently doing the right thing. Consistently doing the right thing. I also spoke about the law of vision. Remember, I'm just going through them, just a summary of them while we continue from where we stop. The law of vision. The law of vision. The law of vision basically says that you can only feature in the future you have pictured. You can only feature in the future you have pictured. You can only feature. Ramasanya said, do you have an investor? Investor in what exactly, Ramasaya? Investor in what exactly? You mean investor to invest in a business venture? In an export project? Can you describe the type of investor you are looking at, please? Thank you. Back to my conversation on vision. Do not start a business venture without having a vision. Do not start a business venture without having a vision. Without having a picture of your desired goal, aspiration, objective. Do not start a business venture without having a vision in mind. Vision brings provision. Vision attracts investor. Vision gives a clear picture to someone who cannot see product yet. He cannot see product yet. Even though he cannot see the physical product, but the vision paints the picture of the desired future. The vision paints the picture of the product. The vision paints the picture of the desired future. Question is, what is the desired future? What can you see ahead? What can you perceive ahead? What you see is what you get. Your vision should be penciled down. Your vision should be people-oriented. Your vision should be problem-solving. Your vision should be principal focus, people-oriented, problem-solving, principal focus, pencil down. That should characterize your vision. Those are the things that should characterize your vision. A business that lacks vision cannot grow beyond the mind of the owner. There are a lot of businesses who render support services or products from a manufacturer but refuse to go global because comfort and convenience is the reason for doing it in the first place. Like I often say, for many, comfort and convenience is the victory sign over the enemy. If for you in business, comfort and convenience is the victory sign over the enemy, when you are making all the money you can afford, all you need, you will not think of the future. And that's why people don't think generational. They don't think of posterity. Why? What to eat and what to drink. You really cannot, don't set up an export business because of what to eat and what to drink. You know, some people come around and they want to invest in export, and I'll ask them, I hope this is not for your students' school fees. If it's your children's school fees, I'm sorry, I would recommend you do not invest. Why? Sometimes issue happen locally that can delay the shipment. A delay in shipment could mean a delay in payment depending on the agreement with the buyer. If the buyer says, when I see the bill of lading, I will pay. A delay in payment, a shipment, will be a delay in payment. Because when you delay in shipment, that means you won't be able to get the document for payment on time. And that means you won't be able to get the payment on time. That means a default. And that can affect you as an exporter. So very important, the law of vision. The law of vision. Please write down the vision. Let me give you the vision of Trade Impulse. To be the foremost trade consulting company in Africa who has contributed to the growth of trade knowledge, trade funding, and trade volume in at least 25% of the countries of the continent. In that statement, there is a goal. In that statement, there is specificity. There is timeline in that statement. A vision. A vision. And you should master it that way to be able to say it also. Because it's your vision. You should remember it every day. And score yourself to know if you are making progress or not. The law of vision. The next one I mentioned was the law of gift deployment. And I talk about law of gift deployment like everybody has something unique about them in terms of gift, and they can use that gift to create product or services. And I said, even if you want to start exporting by exporting products that are already available, always remember that uniqueness will be seen in your product or services. Your uniqueness will be seen in your product or services. And that uniqueness is what attracts buyers. I'm desperate to sell Nigerian products abroad, value-added products. And that's why we strongly recommend that you do something you love, something you have passion for, something you really, really want to see grow. The law of gift deployment. Develop and deploy your skill to bless your world. The next one is teamwork.